adapt all style of martial arts for people with disabilities.
You can follow us on all social media, including Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter and Instagram.
If you'd like to support this channel and help us grow, we have merchandising. There is a link in the description.
Please subscribe if you haven't done so already, and as always, please share the videos.
So remember, don't let other people tell you what you can and cannot do.
So don't forget guys, free to fear.
Hi guys, welcome to this video. This is Cane Dynamics. Now what do we mean by Cane Dynamics? We've had a few emails through saying that broom blocks don't work, or roof blocks don't work, or this strike won't work. And I list some really good reasons why. And if you look at it at face value, you go, yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yep.
If I'm doing a broom block and I'm doing a kick, there's no way this wrist is going to control all of this cane. So what we're looking at now is the parts of the cane. We have done the parts of the cane video, but that was just to name them and go through from this. What we're looking at is how we use the parts of the cane. So Chris, you can start off the first bit. We're going to look at what bit, Chris?
Well, first bit we would really look at would be the tip.
Yep.
And conversely, the horn. This is a small surface area, so if I'm doing a nice poke, or I'm hooking this in behind and grabbing flesh, you've got a small surface area. So this would be your focused attacks, which is pretty self-explanatory.
If you think about it, if Chris was on, say, like a 1 foot wall and jumped onto your toe and he was wearing his sneakers and his heel hit your toe, it would hurt. If Chris was wearing stilettos...
It's not Friday.
It's not Friday, I know, but if you was wearing stilettos and the heel of the stiletto hit your foot on your toe, ow.
Smaller surface area. Okay. No, we're not trying to teach you to suck eggs or anything.
No, it's just trying to answer some of the questions we've had on email.
Now, the end of the cane, I would say, not even the top third. This would be optimum striking area. You think about the distance, the leverage, what we've got going on. I'm not saying this doesn't hurt.
It's going to hurt.
But you've suddenly added on...
Well, you've got more distance to travel.
Yeah.
It's going faster.
Yeah, all these little things. So this would be a good optimum. If I flip it, it'll be this end. If I'm lucky enough to hit with this piece, it's even better. But that's got to be a really well set up strike. So it's just, I would say about the end, I would say about 8 inches or so. It's optimal. This is not a fixed, this must be, this is, or this won't work.
If we look at the next part of the cane, so we've done basically the tip, so say about here. On mine, it's where I put the notches for the tension bands. Now, from there to my finger rests, this is the area normally that I'm using for blocking. Now, if you've got one end block, and Chris is going to come down with a number 12 strike, and I do a roof block, if he hits there, I've got a 50-50% chance of actually blocking this. I've got the angle down, obviously, so it does strike down. But if Chris hits that part, I've got no chance. No. So we're looking that this part here, closer to the wrist, gives us more chance to have that stability to block. And that's why we call this part the receiving part of the cane.
Still good for strikes.
Yeah, very good to dart strikes.
Two-handed blocks, doesn't make a lot of difference. But with your one-handed blocks, stronger, the more leverage you get, they're weaker. Which is why we have to introduce all those body dynamics we were talking about earlier.
This is how we come up with the windscreen wiper. As you can see, we're either grabbing the cane and coming across, or a great one is it comes from here, then the hand comes across. So again, it's reducing. I haven't got this whole length now. I've got this length because my hand's there. And if I choke up or choke down, changes the dynamic.
When we get closer to the wrist and the hand, I would say this is controlling. So when we have people grab your cane, that's not going to work. When my hand is close, I've suddenly reduced the length, I've got control. This becomes my leverage.
Yeah.
If he's grabbed my wrist, I've got control. So we look at this as a controlling area. If he grabs the cane there, I can do all sorts. It's very, very easy.
Yeah, Kev just goes flying. Don't worry about Kev.
I don't. So this is very, very general. Please don't take this as gospel, because I've blocked here very successfully. I've struck here close in. We've done elbow strikes with this end. But it's just, this is optimal striking, this portion. This is optimal blocking. This is good for controlling. If you change your grip, you've suddenly got good control. You've got good striking.
Yeah. Now we look at the top end, the crook. Now obviously the horn and the tip come together. These are my control. For me, this is total and utter control. If Chris's hand comes in, just grabs onto me, I'm going to use this as an extension of my arm. If he's coming again, mate, I'm going to use it to bring him forward. I'm using the crook as a shovel and the horn as a little bit of encouragement. If I'm striking with this though, you can strike this way. Chris is just going to move this. I'm going to put the strongest grip I've got on, and he's going to try and move the cane. Go naturally. Can't hold it. But this is the trouble. When you strike, come through, mate. When you strike, it can turn in the hand. That's why we tend to strike this way. And it is a lovely strike because you're hitting with your fist, and this oscillates backwards and forwards because you're giving, not knockout strikes, but it's giving you little softers.
If you look at the position, you've got a tap strike and you've got a large strike.
Yeah.
So using the full length of the cane. So it's all very, very dependent. I think Mark said it best. One of his older adverts, he said the cane, it's like having a billy club with a meter hook on the end.
Oh, nice.
And the first seminar I attended with Mark, he said, you've basically got a third hand with an extended reach.
Yeah.
Which sometimes we call it the third hand, because you can do, you think about when we say the pulling and striking, controlling, and we're striking with the tip end, which is what we said earlier, this portion here, optimal striking in this area. So this is not definitive by any way, shape or form, we're not.
It's no experts.
But people are, what about this? Two-handed blocks, it doesn't matter where you block, as long as your hands don't get hit.
Well, you shorten the distance to the whole cane. Now, with this, what we like you to do is think about this when you're using your techniques. Now, we always say these are tools to be put in your toolkit, adapt them for you. And this is what we mean by adapting, is that if you've got a, I don't know, number 5 strike, comes from here, change the cane round, see how the number 5 strike changes. You haven't just got the strike from now on, you've got the strike, the grab, the pull. You've got the strike up from there. So I'm going to do a number 3 strike from there. If his arm's out, and I'm doing number 3 block, receiving technique, whatever you want to call it, changes the principle. So using the different parts of the cane for different sort of jobs,
yeah,
the best you call it, it just improves your toolkit. So when you practice, think about, would that change using the second hand? Would that change using the second hand higher or lower? Would it change if we change the cane around?
Yeah. As we say, change the grip, you change the technique.
Yeah.
So you can find a multitude of techniques, but you will find that the principle behind all it will remain the same.
Yeah. Thanks for watching the video, we hope you like it, and we look forward to hearing from you.
Please subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already. If you want to look as smart as we do, don't forget to check out the merchandise on Teesprings.
Check out our social media accounts, see what's going on in the world of Sons of Cane.
Hit that bell and free the fear.